The stadium lights haven't even flickered on yet, and already, the Falcons' season is teetering on the edge. A routine practice spiraled into chaos, leaving the team and its fans grappling with a gut-wrenching reality. One moment, everything felt stable. The next, a shockwave hit the roster, threatening to redefine the rest of the season. Billy Bowman Jr., the Falcons' versatile defensive star, went down during practice with what looks like a devastating Achilles injury. Coach Raheem Morris didn't sugarcoat it, calling the situation not good. For any fan paying attention, those words echo like a warning siren. This could be a season-ending injury, potentially sidelining Bowman for 9 to 12 months. The man who had quietly become one of the team's brightest defensive lights may not return until this time next year. Bowman's rise this season has been nothing short of remarkable. Transitioning from safety at Oklahoma to a nickel corner role in the NFL, he's shown rare adaptability, combining speed, size, and sheer football intelligence. He's not just fast, he's relentless. Receivers can't escape him, he closes with the precision of a seasoned veteran. On blitzes, he explodes off the edge with a ferocity that belies his stature, disrupting offenses and turning what should have been routine plays into chaotic moments for opponents. For Falcons fans, Bowman's emergence offered hope. D. Alfred, a player who had struggled with consistency in the past, solidified a role as a dependable rotational piece. Together, they seemed to patch a glaring hole in the secondary, giving the team a semblance of stability on defense. Now, that progress is suspended indefinitely. The team faces the grim reality of reshuffling a thin secondary, hoping to plug holes that Bowman had been quietly mastering. And the concern doesn't stop there. This injury is just another mark on a troubling streak for Atlanta. Drake London has battled setbacks, Darnell Mooney has been nursing injuries, and Divine Diablo only just returned from short-term IR. Bowman himself had prior injury concerns earlier this year. The pattern is unmistakable and alarming. Questions are now being asked: is this a string of bad luck, or does it point to deeper issues with the team's strength and conditioning program? For the Falcons, every snap, every practice, now carries the weight of uncertainty. And for fans, the heartbreak of seeing one of the team's rising stars sidelined is a stark reminder: in the NFL, nothing is ever guaranteed, and hope can turn to heartbreak in an instant. In football, you can never control everything. Injuries happen. Freak accidents. But when your roster seems to crumble week after week while other teams march on, fans and analysts start to ask the hard questions. Atlanta is bleeding players at an alarming rate. Compare them to elite organizations: Denver, New England, Indianapolis, the Rams. They don't collapse under the weight of injuries like this. Something isn't right. Is it practice structure? Recovery routines? Player workloads? Whatever it is, the coaching staff must shoulder some of the responsibility. This isn't about blaming individuals for Bowman's Achilles, it's about a pattern that keeps repeating. At what point does bad luck become a reflection of bad preparation? That's the line between struggling franchises and consistent winners. Look at San Francisco. Kyle Shanahan has built a culture that can survive injuries. The roster may be bruised, battered, even broken at times, but they adapt. They adjust. They stay competitive. That's the benchmark for good coaching. And now, all eyes are on Raheem Morris, Jeff Ulrich, and GM Terry Fontino. Not because they're inherently flawed, but because results are failing to match expectations. Health, execution, and wins, those are the metrics, and right now, Atlanta is coming up short. Every week has become a battle for survival. Even in a marquee matchup like the rivalry against the Saints, hope is shadowed by doubt. Drake London is sidelined. Darnell Mooney is forced into a lead role he may not be fully prepared for. Kirk Cousins is doing everything he can at quarterback, but without a full supporting cast, how far can he realistically carry this team? And yet, in the darkness, there are flickers of light. Pigeon Robinson and Tyler Algie are holding the line. The run game, though inconsistent, offers glimpses of stability. For just a moment, a win might let fans exhale a brief escape from the frustration, the injuries, the chaos. That fleeting hope is why we endure, why we keep watching, why fandom demands patience even when it's scarce. The question now looms over the Falcons organization: is this streak truly just bad luck, or is it time to hold the coaching staff accountable for a system that seems to be failing its players? Fans are restless, and patience is running thin. In a league where preparation meets opportunity, Atlanta has to find a way to rise above or risk letting another season slip through their fingers. An Achilles injury in November isn't just a blow to the depth chart, it's a mirror reflecting deeper cracks in leadership and culture. When one of your most dynamic defenders goes down, it's not merely bad luck. It's a warning: resilience in this program is fragile, and a casual shrug won't fix it. And when Raheem Morris responds with little more than "not good," it's a frustration fans have come to know all too well. Transparency is scarce. Answers are scarce. What the team needs most is clarity and a vision for the future. But right now? That vision is clouded, inconsistent, and uncertain. The quarterback room is already a question mark for next season, with whispers of a potential overhaul coming from the front office. Terry Fontino, Arthur Blank, and Rich McKay are reportedly evaluating the roster closely, which could signal a significant shift under center. Kirk Cousins may not be the long-term solution. Since Matt Ryan's departure, the Falcons have chased stability at quarterback, and the chase is far from over. Bowman's injury symbolizes more than a roster setback, it underscores the peril of living in limbo. In today's NFL, there is no margin for error, and losing a versatile, physical cornerstone like Bowman drains resources the Falcons can hardly afford to lose. The roster still boasts talent. Pigeon Robinson electrifies when he touches the ball. Tyler Algie grinds it out, bringing physicality and determination. And a healthy Drake London is a legitimate WR1 threat. But the constant injuries, coupled with coaching missteps, prevent this team from ever reaching its potential. Fans cry out for change, and yet the responses remain vague, distant, or non-existent. This organization can't keep reacting after the fact. Waiting until the season's end to evaluate risks losing more than games, it risks losing the trust and cohesion of the locker room. Entering this critical stretch, the roster is fragile, held together by grit and hope. And now, the defense, which had shown flashes of promise, faces its toughest blow, losing Bowman. He wasn't just another body to rotate in. Bowman was a weapon, a tone setter, a blitzing nightmare for opposing offenses, a player who made the scheme stronger just by being on the field. His absence hits where it hurts most, at the foundation of a defense that was just beginning to find its identity. And with the Saints game looming, the timing couldn't be harsher. This isn't just another rivalry matchup, it's a test of character. Will the Falcons fight through adversity, or will they crumble under it? The answers will come soon, and the stakes couldn't be higher. If the Falcons step onto the field flat, if the defense looks lost without Bowman, the questions won't stop at his absence, they'll cascade down every coach on that sideline. Players like D. Alfred, who had quietly carved out a reliable role, suddenly carry a heavier load. The margin for error has shrunk to almost nothing. Every missed tackle, every blown coverage, now cuts deeper, and in professional football, someone has to shoulder the blame. But this goes beyond stats and on-field performance. Injuries like Bowman's ripple through the locker room, draining morale, sapping energy, and testing the resilience of a unit that has already endured so much. You can't measure it in numbers, it shows in the effort, the focus, the way the team walks into practice. While fans hope Bowman returns stronger than ever, the rest of this squad has no choice but to rise together, not just for the crowd in the stands, but for themselves. The season isn't over, but the window to turn the tide is shrinking rapidly. And yet, Falcons fans persist, fueled by a passion that refuses to dim. Through heartbreak, through mismanagement, through injury after injury, the fire in this community never goes out. But passion without results has a breaking point. Without real accountability from the front office, without answers that actually solve problems, another season could slip away before it even truly begins. How many more setbacks can this team endure before something changes? Bowman's injury could be the tipping point. Whether it's coaching missteps, conditioning failures, or a cruel streak of bad luck, the Falcons are showing cracks that can't be ignored. Until someone in the organization steps up to fix the broken parts, this cycle of disappointment will continue. Fans who stick with this team through the chaos are the ones who truly care. You feel every loss, every setback, every moment of frustration, because you want better, and so does this team, if it can find a way to rise. The road ahead is uncertain, the challenges are real, but hope lingers. In Atlanta, hope is the one thing that never dies, even when the scoreboard tells a different story.